Hello everyone, my name is Notepad Anon and I write games for fun, so what are we doing today? Put my funky tunes real fast. How are we all doing today? I usually write games for fun, but today we're not going to be writing a game. Instead, I'm going to quickly debate whether or not I can go downtown tomorrow. We're going to be translating Drinking From What I Hear, a classic. I'll have you know, it's only 9 o'clock, and I'm drinking my iced latte. Thank you very much. My 9 o'clock iced latte, my midday drink, as you know. I can really taste that sugar. It's really going to keep me awake. But yeah, welcome to Emo-Klore, a game of emotional folklore. And yeah, we've been working on this one quite a bit. As you can tell on our little one on the right here, we have a grand total of 58 pages. To give you all an idea, we are here, and you may be wondering, man, that doesn't really tell me a lot. We are here, you see right here, of here. This is the ending right here. This is the end. This is where we are. We got a little bit to go. If you haven't quite got the 411 yet. As you can tell by all the lovely footnotes, here's the beautiful thing about Emo-Klore. If legitimately speaking, I'm not memeing at all here. If these footnotes weren't here, I would say we could have probably got this done last week. But there are so many fucking footnotes in this, and it only gets worse, mind you. It only gets worse. It's not like it ends at any point. No, there are still more footnotes. There are footnotes for the footnotes at some points. And if I were to be a betting man, I would say we're going to hit. If we hit the full assortment, I'm going to say we're probably going to hit at least 250 notes on just this document. And if you have that, what are you doing this stream? This is a game called Emo-Klore. This is, as you can kind of see here, 400 footnotes by then. This is a game called Emo-Klore. It's a Japanese tabletop role-playing game about being people regarded as resonators. As a resonator, your job is to, well, it's not really your job, but you're just unfortunate enough to resonate with things called oddities. These oddities are individuals who are monstrous in some way. They are monsters, or beings from folklore, hence the term emotional folklore or Emo-Klore. I'm going to do it every stream. Mechanics-wise, it's effectively a D10 dice pool roll under. That's the best way I can think about it. Is it a little bit weird? Yes, it is a little bit weird, but does it work? Maybe. Maybe. It's one of those bizarre games that definitely exists. As you can see, we've got 58 pages of me translating everything. As you can kind of see here, there's just me raw dogging this translation. You may be wondering, Notepad, do you speak Japanese? Do you read Japanese? And the answer is no. No, I don't. What I do is I know game design enough to kind of call out weird things, and I know how to wrangle DeepL, Yandex, and Ramaji Desu. This is hence why this is referred to as a DUWANG stream. It's a blind idiot translation. This sure is the game of all time. Yes, this sure is a game. I've done a few of these before, and like here in the West anyway, we have a kind of a twofold thing with Japanese RPGs. We either really like the best of the best to get kind of a translation, or the very how do I want to word this properly? The weeby ones, the Das VB ones. And what do I mean by kind of like the weeby ones and stuff like that is glory for him to get through this game. The idea of kind of like the weeb games are things like Maid, for example. Maid, Necronica, Golden Sky stories. There is a certain quality that it has to be, quote, Japanese enough to get anywhere. Hence why, as a games, some of them do tend to be a lot lighter because it's the maid RPG. We love the maid RPG because it's from maids, and it's funny because it's anime. But that's also one of the reasons why I have a strong belief we'll never actually see Sword World in the West. As a huge weeb, how would you say Japanese game design differs from Westoid games? The big thing in Japanese games, and I've talked about this before in a few different ways, is Japanese games love high concepts, front-loaded characters, and fast play. That's one of the big ideas. We're gonna kind of go over each of those and kind of how they. It's funny because it's anime. Sun Tzu, The Art of JRPG. Now, what I mean by like high concepts is you can't have like. I wouldn't say they have something like an OSR scene over there. That's not really a thing over there. You have a lot of these games with these incredibly high concepts, however. Hey everybody, you're a bunch of lawyers in Australia. We're lawyers in Australia, yeah, but you also pilot giant robots. It's like, yeah, what? Yeah, no, the giant robot lawyer fighting RPG does exist. This is a superhero RPG, but instead of playing superheroes, you play the hero department in the background helping the heroes. What the fuck? Again, it's these usually like very high concept games. And the ones that are kind of like lower concept, you could say, things like Sword World, for example, are untouchable juggernauts that everybody plays, but nobody really does much with. But even Sword World has some pretty high concept ideas in it by virtue of being what it is. Compared to what we call our Western games, where we usually have like a very strong, I wouldn't say strong concept, but we have like a single concept and that's it. Yaziba's bed and breakfast wouldn't really occur in Japan. And if it did occur, and the thing is, like, if it did occur, it would be something very different than what we would see over here. Apocalypse World does not exist really in Japan. It would be something far more focused, if that makes sense. You would get something like World's End Tour, which would be, hey, it's Apocalypse World, but one of you is a giant mecha, and the other of you is just a little girl or whatever, and that's what you have to do. When I say my front-loaded characters, though, is a lot, and this kind of plays into the second one, a vast majority of your character should be done by the time you hit session, and they usually don't change much. Like, even in like Emo-Klore here, they don't actually expect you to have a second to play a character after the first session. There's quite a few games that are like, you're going to play this character for one session, you're going to play one story with them, and that's it. So we need to give you all your powers right away. And they usually do that in a way where it's either like very structured, there's very little randomization in these games usually. It's very to the point. Your bride's ready to marry, and also your fight monsters in your wedding, which is a mech suit, in your wedding dress, which is a mech suit. Yeah, no, that's shit like that. Incredibly high concept. That COC, guys, 2d6 anime game might be a Sword World hack. Even has the 2 classes. But yeah, no, it's front-loaded character design. Even like, again, we'll take Sword World for example. There is very little you can do to fuck up a Sword World character. It's very hard to cheat as a Sword World character. Because you know what the GM says? Just use your standard arrays. That's all you get. You don't get the roll. You just get standard rolls for everything. And it's like, oh, well, that kind of takes away that. Emo-Klore here. Emo-Klore is a very set value here. There's very little randomization when it comes to making characters. So by the time you hit session, by the time you hit the log on to the sheet button, by the time you do anything, you're good. Like, everything's done. Kind of contrasting that to a more Western design, the idea would be more, let's say, for example, a D&D character. Everyone kind of knows D&D. As a D&D character, when you first kind of get to session, your character's done, but really it's not. That first level character isn't really a character, really. It's by the time you hit level 3, you kind of have an idea where you're going. That's when you unlock a lot more of your toys, but then you're kind of still experimenting and you can move things around a little bit more. You can do a lot of things with that time, but hitting level 3 might be 5-6 sessions, which kind of goes into the idea of faster play. There's usually a very strong structure when it comes to JRPGs. It's very much, you're going to do this, and then you're going to go here, and then you're going to do this. Some of these games do even outright have like a phase system. You have to follow the phases, and if you don't follow the phases, the game doesn't work. Beginning Idol is a good example of that, which has some very strict phase play. Necrotica even has some very strict phase play, even though people who play Necrotica would like to tell you otherwise, they are lying. But it's a very structured method of play, and that was just kind of how this evolved from what the Japanese TRPG scene evolved from and was popular. And that's kind of the idea here. We always assume a campaign. Like, the vast majority of Western games assume you're going to be playing a campaign. And the ones that don't are ones that even usually possess some kind of rule for it. We'll use, for example, like Dot Dungeon, for example. Dot Dungeon still has things, even though that's barely a fucking game, looking at you, bats, that still has things to kind of work with. You can sometimes do campaigns in these games, but you get something like Dracarouge, for example, where Dracarouge's advancement method is you bring the same character and you change their abilities around if you feel like. Not get new abilities, of course, just change their abilities. You have to buy the expansion book to level up, effectively. Get a better character overall. Yes, an expansion book to do that. I would say, like, one of the major benefits of Japanese game design is you can get a lot, like, how do I want to word this? You can explore some very fascinating ideas, and those very high concepts do play into itself. There is one major flaw for a vast majority of these games. Is a vast majority of these games also have that assumption of you're going to be playing for once, you're going to be playing one character, you're going to be playing one session, you're going to be playing you're going to be playing this right here, and they usually are like, well, since we damn well know you're going to be playing this once, we aren't going to give you a lot. And then that's how you get things like the Muv-Luv RPG, which I personally didn't vibe terribly well with the Muv-Luv RPG. And I think I explained the reason why is because the base game, the actual base book, it has 3 characters you can play, and there's just not a lot of options in that game, and you have to buy the expansion book to get those options. So it's kind of this, the main issue with the vast majority of JRPGs is that they either like to hold your hand a lot, and they like to over-explain things, which are like, okay, we meme a lot in the server. We meme a lot about the idea of Japanese sitting corrections, where some of these games legitimately have a section of how you're supposed to sit around the table, and it's like 4 or 5 pages of how to sit around the table, not how to play the game at all. How to sit around the table to play the game. The Japanese have a very specific way of doing things. While over here in the West, there are literal GM sections I've read before, which are, you should know what an RPG is, fuck off if you don't, go play something else. That's not a thing that happens in JRPGs. And it may be towards benefit, maybe towards downfall, kind of depends on how you play. Side note, the anime game I'm making, just biting bullet, making assumed campaign premise shown in anime characters in high school, good idea. That started as one of a bunch of sample plot hooks, but the more I develop it, the more one works over others. I would say have like a base assumption of like, this is your idea. This is your shonen anime bullshit in high school. Fuck you. This is what you're going to be working with. And then in the back of the book, have the ideas of, hey, you don't want to play this? This is some other ideas you can play off. They're not as strong as that core foundation, but if you want to play off those ideas, you can. Let's see why I wonder why Susie caught a fire then, but then I remember the base assumptions that everyone is dead or insane after just a few sessions. Fun fact. Fun fact, Ethical. One of the major reasons that Call of Cthulhu caught on as hard as it did, as well as things like the, ironically enough, people don't usually think about this, but the Battletech tabletop role-playing game, yes, the old Battletech games, the reason those caught on weren't necessarily because, hey, you know, wow, they usually assume bigger, larger campaigns. In Japanese, both of those games got phenomenal translations of their materials, of, you know, these campaigns. And now think about it, if you get these really good translations of Call of Cthulhu campaigns, a lot of people thought those were just how you played games in general. Like, you needed a campaign, you needed a scenario of some variety to get people going, and that's why actually a lot of games, Emo-Klore, for an example here, has a fairly extensive, like, scenario scene where people will write scenarios and you'll bring them out for people to play. I mean, like, yeah, they're on a couple of the websites I visit frequently, such as Booth, for example. Booth in the Inn. Booth actually has almost a dedicated section, not dedicated to tabletop role-playing games, but to the scenarios. Because that's what a lot of these games assume, is that you're playing with a scenario. Same thing with Call of Cthulhu. Probably if one of us were to go over and be like, we're going to play Call of Cthulhu over in Japan, we would be completely weirded out because they'd be playing a completely different variety of the game compared to us. And that, I think that played a major part in how the popularity over there was, hey, we really like just playing by the rules, effectively by the scenario, rather than the GM kind of coming up with something on the top of his head. That's not really a thing. You don't improv. Fuck improv. Actually, yeah, now everyone's bringing it up. D&D is built around slow burn, has a lot of shit official modules. It's the antithesis of TTRPGs. The thing is, with the idea of kind of the more campaigns, what a lot of D&D stuff does is, here is the scenario, here are the issues, here are the problems, and they give you, like, here's kind of the rough plot. This is what's going to happen if the players play along. But it's like, if they don't play along, you can do things. They give you a lot of freedom. They don't do very well in Japan because some of these scenarios are very precise. And we've actually been kind of seeing that every now and again through Emo-Klore, actually. Which is, a lot of them have these comments, let's just say, you know, some of the side notes are like, when you're writing a scenario, you know, make sure that people can actually, like, succeed at the checks because they might not have the skill for it. Write in your scenario what skill somebody needs to make sure that somebody has it. It's like, that's not a thing that occurs like, oh, you failed the nature check, you just fail. Reminds me of the species of squirrel that live on either side of the Grand Canyon. They used to be one species, but the physical separation over a long enough time frame lets it noticeable and weird differences. Yeah. I think that's why it's like, it's very hard for me to be like, when people say like, oh, Sword World is Japanese D&D. That's why it's really hard for me to say that, because it's really deviated. Like, it's severely deviated from D&D at this point. To the point where it's really hard to say that they're kind of the same game. They share the same idea. Like, you can clearly see the this DNA. You can clearly tell both of these squirrels are squirrels, but they're very different in the way they approach things. It's not even D20. Yeah, exactly. 2d6 for God's sakes. It's not even like a very large, it's not even something similar. It's not like 3d6 or something. Yeah, because d6s were easier to get a hold of. That's also another very big thing, is d6s are still easiest to get hold of. I would say one of the big things as well in that regard with Sword World is you get the presence of like the fellow system. We were kind of talking about that yesterday a little bit. The that down a little bit. The fellow system was actually very fascinating to me. It came out of fucking nowhere for me. And for those who weren't at the stream yesterday, shame on you, go watch it. On the other hand, one of the weird things with Sword World was that there was this entire bit of something called fellows. Fellows were other people's player characters that they were supposed to upload online or like give to other players to have their character go on an adventure without them. So like you could upload your character to a place, to a website, and then other people could say, "Oh, I want to bring this fellow along with us because he's a level 5." Like Dragon's Dogma. Exactly like Dragon's Dogma. That's what it was actually got compared to the other day, actually, the Dragon Dogma pawn system. Which is, yeah, it is, and they can't even technically die or anything. It's incredibly interesting. And imagine if D&D pulled something like that, though. Like, no, you gotta remember, 2.5 was the one that introduced it. I think somebody on the 2.5 team was just a fan of Dragon's Dogma. Is there an official organized play thing like AL or... Oh, no, there's nothing like that. And if there is, I've never heard of it. It is, you just upload it, there is probably a forum somewhere. If I go on fucking Japanese 2chan or something, I'd be able to find a fucking Sword World thread somewhere, and someone's gonna be like, "Here's my fellow, he's really good. Make sure he rolls good because I want money. We need money," because it's just there. No, not something like an Adventurers League or anything like that. And the thing is, they actually explain it they actually explain like why it works. It's like, yeah, of course there are other heroes in this world. Of course there are. But wouldn't there be? They're just here. They're just on their own quest. They're on their own. They're doing their own thing. You're the heroes of your own story, but you can bring these guys along because they can't die. They deal damage. Like, it's... I think the fellow system started out as like we need a hireling mechanic because hirelings are cool. And like, what if someone doesn't make it a session? Well, they can make a fellow sheet. Okay, this is a good idea. And then it just kind of spiraled out being like, hey, wait, we can just make other people make shit. This is great. There was Zombie Line. That was it. Zombie Line also had something similar. In the Zombie Line game, it's a it's a zombie tower defense RPG. I'm not fucking with you on that tower defensive aspect either. And it's in Zombie Line, anytime you finish a session, you are encouraged to post that you played Zombie Line and that you would require assistance. If you get assistance from if other people leave you likes on your post about Zombie Line, you will get in-game benefits. You can show your GM, I got 1,500 likes on my thing. We get 1,500 supplies. And the GM would have to kill themselves because you just break the game at that point. Like, that is a legitimate mechanic. They wrote that in. That is a written mechanic. That you can get a bunch, that if you get likes on a fucking post on social media about Zombie Line, you will get in-game benefits from by doing so. It's nuts. For Stranding type tabletop RPG, it's a very fascinating. There's a clear, fascinating shift in Japanese role-playing games. A very fascinating, just difference. Fuck, this is some Twitch integration level shit. See, that's a very funny thing. You talk about like Twitch integration. I don't know if there's like a Japanese AP podcast or anything. I don't actually know. I've seen people play online before. Like, the thing is, if you Google it, you can find people playing games, and they'll record it. But here's the secret. I never once see any of those that are, like, Critical Role, or anything like that. It's like a bunch of guys in the table with someone's phone set up as a camera. And it's like, we're just doing this as like a demonstration. One of the players in my 2.5 games downloaded a hireling from a bad site. Now our game is on hold until we scrape together 0.3 BTC. Yeah, it's shit like that. And like, I have a strange feeling there is probably somebody out there who is like, hey, I'll rent out my level 8 character. Just give me $5. Give me 150 yen and I'll fucking do it. Like, I'll fucking rent out my character. I'm like, what the fuck? I know it's a thing. I know it. I don't want to believe it, but I know it is there. And I find that hysterical, but also incredibly sad. And I think that really does summarize like the Japanese tabletop experience, like just vague concern for the Japanese people. Like what the fuck happened here, guys? Like, guys, like what actually happened here? Like, Japan, is there something you'd like to tell the class? Is there something you'd like to tell us all? What happened, Japan? You know, you don't have to lie to us. Because again, you know and I know, we all know that that's a thing that's happened before. Like, someone has been like, I'm gonna try to like sell my Sword World character. Okay. See, I would say like there's a couple odd, it's odd ducks like that, but like when you consider like you might just do a session with a character and they do treat tabletop role-playing games as not necessarily have to track XP without the internet. I would like, how do I want to word this? There is a thing out there. I completely lost my train of thought. Yeah, I completely lost my. Well, he's not playing anymore, Draco. He's got to get that BTC. Jesse, we need to min-max our PCs, Jesse. See, that's the beautiful thing, is that you can't min-max in Sword World. It is almost fucking possible to min-max in that game. You could fuck up, but you can never min-max, and I think that's kind of the funny bit. It's an incredibly high trust culture. I think that's the best way of thinking about it. It's this incredibly high trust thing, and they do not view it, they do not actually view tabletop role-playing games as like a lifestyle, if that makes sense. It's not like, oh, I'm a tabletop role-playing guy and that's like my one thing. It's not, this isn't a game anymore. Like, no, they like, this is a game to them, and it's like, okay, we're playing this one day, we'll play another game another day. We don't care. But you still like things like Japanese, Japan is still. You gotta think as well as like things like D&D still sell in Japan, sell pretty well actually. Not great, but they do. Orders the new guy to make perfect Sword World hirelings. Hijinks ensue. See, that's one of the funny things too, because what Sword World really does want you to do is they want you to write replays and then submit it to Fujimi Shobo. Pretty much the fucking magazine. That's what they want you to do. They want you to write their fucking adventures and then submit them because they get to publish them and make money off of them, and you get to make money. I would suspect. Here's the thing. I would suspect that probably a handful of the fantasy manga out there, I would be, or even like the isekai bullshit, I would not be surprised if I would not be surprised if somebody was out like where these guys were playing Sword World. I know for a fact that Goblin Slayer was in Sword World at one point. I do know that for a fact. How much of Sword World is secretly run by the Yakuza? That's impossible to tell because the Yakuza own shit tons of things in Japan, and I would not be surprised if Katakawa has a few I wouldn't be surprised if Katakawa has a few board members with very funny tattoos on the back that we don't talk about. So it's similar to how we can't draw porn of the horse girls. We do not draw porn of the funny horse anime horse girls. The Yakuza will break your legs, and nobody wants that. No, I don't want my legs broken, and I'm pretty sure that you don't want your legs broken. So let's not get our legs broken, boys. That will never not be the funniest fucking thing in the world. It's horrifying, but it is, it's fucking funny, okay? It's fucking funny. Where, by sheer technicality, by sheer technicality, you can't draw ume mizume porn, because if you do, the Yakuza will break your knees. So yeah, I want you to remember that somewhere there's a plot line in the Yakuza games that is just going to be entirely about, mind you, just entirely about, Kiryu having to break some guy's kneecaps because he's just deciding to draw horse girl porn. Every day we stray further from God's holy light, and it gets funnier every time. Okay, we gotta do this. We gotta do select. Okay, we gotta select you now. Go up here, we find this, and that means you have to make the dealer's check. Like, I want you all to remember this real fast as well. This is not a section detailing like, okay, when's the proper time to make rolls or anything. No, this is these are side notes dictating how to make the roll, of when to call it. Being like, okay, guys, like it's time to make a roll. It's time. And that is the never-ending story of Kex. That's all that needs to be known. There we go. Mr. Worldwide. Mr. Hollywood, won't you come back soon? Select all of you. Mr. Hollywood, won't you come back soon? That. Resonators, please judge with listening or perception. We gotta select here, and then we gotta hit that. Actually, I gotta, God. Okay, we hit backspace, we go up here, we hit backspace, then we hit a period to separate the lines out. Then we do select everything here, then paste this right here. Because yeah, there's 2-line fucking things right there because God is dead. Everybody laugh. I'm not looking at chat right now. I apologize. Yeah, we've reached 126, by the way. This page alone, by the way, has let's see. This page alone has 10 different footnotes on it. 10 footnotes. Why? Why, God, did I do this to myself? Every day, I stray further from God's holy light. I will not find mercy on this plane of flame Atronox. I bring this guy back up. Okay, I could barely bring it back up. So I gotta hit 2, and then I can do that. There we go. I can officially put in everything with only 11 different footnotes. Half the fucking page is just dominated by footnotes. Awesome. So let's Kazuma Kiryu, 5th chairman of the main RPG clan, Yoryu Kamiya subsidiary. I don't even like anime horse girls, but I like a challenge. Group chat and secret meeting room. It's probably not secret, just their campaign in the office every Saturday. I can have a theory. I think it's Shonen Jump Mangaka Sword World group chat. I wouldn't be surprised, yeah. When they play cool adventure based on Dragon Quest, and anything step toward the light. Kiryu looks upon anime horse girls. That's rad, he says. Pure and funny. The world remains a good place and the evildoers are punished. Evil word said before tragedy. So no pads. This game has sanity, and it also is about investigating stuff. No. The weird thing is, it doesn't have sanity. Not what we would, like, think is sanity. Like, what you're thinking it would be. It has its own thing of, like, a resonance limit. That's the idea. Is like, you can only resonate so much with these monsters before you go bonkers or mutate. It keeps saying the word mutate, but I don't know. So this is a foot fetishist TRPG of choice. You're not even doing this for a VTuber. You walk the path of pain for no reward. Here's the thing. At this point, I think I am slightly doing it for a VTuber. That's the... I downloaded the wrong fellow. Here's the thing. I am somewhat doing this for a VTuber. I think that's the absolute curse thing. I'm doing it for her. She may be dead. She may be gone. She may be graduated to the underworld. But I'm doing it for the Donut Dragon. Because I gotta. Without her, this would have never happened. So I'm... Here's to you, Nicola. Nicola and Bart. Someone cue the anarchist song. No, here's to you, ma'am. You died for after a year of VTubing. You're the funny donut dragon who did the funny words. You're doing it for a gone VTuber's memory, effectively. Like, it is legitimate. Like, I have, like, you joke, but it is quite literally, like, it is quite literally just that. It's just this. This is all it is. Like, it's just the do it for her side. Like, I pretty much at the end, what I'll probably do, I'll just make one of these and just compile photos. That's what I'll just do. Like, this is it. Like, it's so sad, everybody. There's... And the thing is, it's like, she's still, like, around. Like, her, like, last song is like, oh. Oh, God, why'd I go on Twitter? let's see if I understand. The game is about people who have the special ability to kill stuff like Bigfoot and shit. You were doing it to heal her emotional damage. The best way to think about it is sort of like that, Siska. Like you're on the right track, but sub out Bigfoot for Kuchisake Onna. There we go. This one, the Kuchisake Onna. Look at her. She's slit mouth woman. That's it. Like, oh no, it's the slit mouth woman. What do we do with? It's like you're fighting her. I hate that. That looks very spooky. Just tell her she looks savage. You look good. Like, that's the entire idea, though. Is like, oh no, these things are causing emotional damage to people. Like, you're causing emotional like, they're causing emotional damage. We need to stop them. But it's like, oh no, there's like a haunted train yard or something. That's like the big one everyone plays, the haunted train yard. Yeah, exactly. That is legitimately what you're supposed to do. They even have a section like, hey, you want to set this in cowboy times? You can. Well, the thing is, like, the mask culture was always a thing. They actually made frequent jokes about this. Like, she actually regained popularity, like, because of the pandemic and shit. Fun fact, this is actually a really good manga. Very, very wholesome. Very, very kawaii. Very doki doki. As you can see, very doki doki. But, I'm the kind of guy who likes cheesy-ass romance manga. Sue me. Don't actually sue me. I like this. Oh god, there's boxes. Demon woman loose to the dong again. Yeah, pretty much. You joke, but if I've learned anything from hardcore Japanese pornography, it's that the best way to deal with with the encroachment of demon women upon the land is just falling in love with you. That's what you just gotta do. Like the demon women problems, just send some fucking high school boy with emo problems at her, and it's Jover. You've already won. Or if it's one of those mangas, send depressed, lonely salary women at her. And then see, it's over. You've already won. If it's one of those manga. See, that's what I've learned with with a vast majority of the mangas I like reading. My disgusting taste in manga is anytime there is any remote amount of like, oh no, time for some darkness and there's a supernatural creature, it is either going to be very doki doki. Do we need to post the excrete text? See, the beautiful thing is, again, with a vast majority of them, what I've learned from the doki doki Japanese manga I like reading, there is a problem. There's a dangerous person around. That dangerous person is either going to get horribly seduced, and I do mean horribly seduced, by average high school boy or Japanese OL. This Japanese office lady or high school boy. Without a doubt. Maybe if you're getting lucky, you might become a high school girl. Okay? We're good. Maybe a high school girl. If you're in a very particular kind, most notably the fucking guy who keeps doing, who does Demon Mom, I can't remember his fucking name, he's got a very long name. It'll be, in fact, just a large man. Just an absolutely large man. Those are your 4 options. You get high school boy, high school girl, Japanese OL, large man. Not like fat guy, just big. He's just a big man. You are probably a very tiny girl. So, good job, team. We did it. Oh, you're thinking, oh, you want to be a cool demon boy? I hate to break it to you, but Japanese high school girls is all you get, or you're going to get railed by a Japanese high school boy. Those are your two options. Do you want to go down the you want to be a shoujo, or do you want to be a jose? You got two fucking options, yaoi hands. Let's do it. See, that's the best part. We did it, boys. We solved romance. See, that's the worst part is I do know my one friend I do call yaoi hands because he has weird bony hands. And it's like, oh, look everybody, it's yaoi hands. And he's like, oh, don't call me yaoi hands. I'm like, you're yaoi hands. I'm sorry. Like, brother, my brother in Christ, you are a weird goblin, man. See, I also know the absolute tragedy of this current situation is none of this is actually mechanics. These are all examples. All of these are going to be examples of nothing actually useful, but just the idea that you can, in theory, describe things your own way. That's all this is, by the way. I hate to break it to everybody, but this is just. You can, in fact, describe successes in different ways. This is all this is going to be. And I feel legitimate emotional pain by the revelation that that is going to occur. What am I doing? I'm going insane. There's no thing here. I'm legitimately just thinking there's now going to be just by default. There's just going to be sadness. Okay, let's see. You're gonna be like this. You're gonna be. So let's select everything here. We do that control. Double success, triple success. Wow. You're from one of those snowboarding games. Wow. Tubular. Hell yeah, you're doing good. Good job, team. Yeah, you did it. Go you. You know exactly what I mean by one of those snowboarding games from the 2000s. You damn well. Come on. A miraculous success. Yeah, this is always like my favorite thing is when you find like they never call something simple. It's not just like, okay, this is a good success. No, this is a miracle success. This is a miraculous success. This is an amazing, triple, awesome, excel success. And it's like, what do I do? You roll 2 dice? Well, okay. Catastrophe. Disaster class success. Yes, and we're also going to, I don't care what anyone says, we're keeping the idea of a disaster class success because I do enjoy the idea that that is technically a term in this game. And you cannot stop me because I find it funny. I find your words funny, Magic Man. We want to find. Oh no. No. Oh no. Maybe what am I trying to find? I'm trying to find the stupid fucking symbol because Japanese have their damn obsession with the stupid asterisk. And because if you don't put the asterisk in, it's gonna start freaking out. It's like, oh no, you don't have the right thing. It's like, what happened to asterisk? God damn, stupid. Japanese asterisk. The reference mark. Yeah, it's the Japanese reference mark. Here we go. Here. Fumble. Fatal failure. Fatal failure. Fun to say. Well, it's our first time we gotta type in Emo-Klore. It's Emo-Klore. TRB's point of fumbles. It's advised to prepare several kinds of penalties. Oh. Oh my. Fatal fumble. Disaster class fumble. Absolute baboon moment. See, that would be always my thing. Just like add in something being like, what's this failure called? A baboon moment. I want to get a catastrophe. Get a catastrophe success. My skill dice must be rolled. Normally, maximum skill dice rolls 3. So possible resonator to catastrophe. In order for the human to catastrophize, everybody. This is it. Catastrophize. Have no fear. See, this is the thing with like yaoi hand. I know for those uninformed about the homoerotic manga industry. Sorry everybody if you don't understand. Yaoi hands is this very odd phenomenon among yaoi artists who are, mind you, predominantly women. You gotta remember this. They are predominantly women. Yeah, the theory is they draw them to look like dicks. That's one theory. The various things that I've heard is the three like presiding theories. You've seen this one is like even like why they're so gangly is they, how do I want to word this? The first answer I've heard is it is entirely because they like the idea of like ganglier men, and it's effectively been memed over time, effectively, that's just how you draw yaoi. That's just how it's supposed to look. If you don't draw it that way, it ain't looking right. So it's like one person draws it, then people become inspired by them and learn how to draw from them. And if you do look at a lot of like when people post like yaoi hands or whatever, when people post yaoi hands, it's usually kind of like these older looking manga, or mostly because again this is just the way that people drew. Just very odd proportions, just completely alien looking ass. And again, it's one of those things like, do you believe like triangular heads like part 1 JoJo Anatomy. Again, I think it started from with like a single, how do I want to word this? It started from a single artist and other people just adopted it over time, because yaoi was considered for a very long time to be like bargain basement. Like, this is the shittiest shit, it doesn't matter. It's not supposed to be good. It's fucking yaoi. It's literally gay porn for women. Because you gotta remember, that is what yaoi is. Yaoi is gay porn for women. They're usually drawn by women. They're usually for women. And that's just something we all gotta admit, yeah? Can you feel the yaoi? Yeah, are you a uke or are you a seme, you know? Is Yuri gay porn for men? Yes, actually. Like, of the, like, vast majority of, like, what we would consider, like, Yuri anime. If we think, like, Yuri anime, a vast majority of these are published in, like, shonen magazine. Usually if you're like, this is a one for the lady. This is for the ladies. They usually end up as josei. Usually end up with josei anime or josei manga, which are here's how you break it down easily. Let's learn about the Japanese manga industry. Pretty much there's seinen, shonen, josei, and then shoujo. Shonen is what we consider to be like the most prominent. This is for boys. Seinen is not seinen. Well, you seinen. There we go. Seinen. Sorry, I don't speak Japanese, Dad. But yeah, usually shonen is like what we would consider to be like the most standardized like anime. My Hero Academia, Naruto, One Piece, all these damn things are anime aimed at teenage boys. You also have things like what was that one fucking anime? What was that one anime that was really dumb and the guy cucked his childhood friend on? Kodomo for toddlers and yeah, like Kodomo's kind of its own thing though. But like that's clearly for children. But like when you my face when the shy boy gets with the assertive joyful boy for the 98th time. Yeah, like shonen are for like teenage boys, but you also get things in shonen like technically if you want to know, you might think, "Oh, like Komi can't communicate. Komi-san here. Good old Komi-san. This is published in a shonen, magazine. This is a thing for teenage boys." From what they would kind of see it as. Do girls read it? Yeah, girls read shonen all the time. Yeah, like booba does play a factor in it. You got the booba, you've got usually they're very aggressive, usually they're also over top. Nagatoro is another good example. A lot of like things like that. It's like no shit. If you're a 15, let's just close your eyes and imagine you are a 13-year-old boy. You're 13 years old. You've popped down to the store. You see it on the counter. You see fucking Monkey D. Luffy doing a big old pose on the cover. You're like, hell yeah, One Piece chapter 9876. Fuck yeah. You look at your pal over there. He's like, eh, and you're like, eh. You buy it. You look through the magazine. Just got to make sure it's good. Make sure mom doesn't find anything out. Too bad you aren't supposed to be here. You look through. You got your shit like Komi. You got your shit like fucking, you got your Naruto or Borutos. You got all these shit. You got all these things all at once. And it's like, yeah, no shit, this is going to be probably the most popular when you see it. Shoujo, on the other hand, shoujo is actually kind of interesting. You don't see as much shoujo. Shoujo is for girls. Now, you may be wondering, what do I mean by for girls? Shoujos are, animes that you run high school host clubs and things like that. These are made for girl audiences, the feminine audience. Usually it's, oh no, we want to talk about the power of romance. You want to talk about the cute boys doing cute boy things. Was Sailor Moon shoujo? Sailor Moon was shoujo. Because this is like one of the thing is, by sheer technicality, you can actually have shonen things that appeal to girls, and you can also have girl-focused manga and things like that who appeal to guys. Like, that's actually a big thing. Like, fuck, man. This fucking one, I read the shit out of it. It's fucking amazing. It's Kino. It's literally, he's literally me. I get it. I understand. Let me see some like the thing with the thing with shoujos is like you kind of see over here is you get things like this is where you first one you see like the guy on guy stuff like Yuri on Ice is I believe a shoujo, but it's you get your clumsy girl meets a harem of cute boys who all want to romance her, but she's the klutzy girl, ha ha ha. You also get things like your Maho Shoujos, like, oh wow, look at her, she's a cool magical girl doing cool magical girl things because she is a girl. It's Banana Fish, the most homoerotic show about men. It's a manly fucking anime, except everyone's totally gay. God bless Banana Fish. Yeah, it's a lot of things like wovey-dovey stuff. We do see again a lot of things that might cross over, that might not. You see a lot of like overly popular shoujos start going into the shonen categories, mostly because this right here is the money maker. You want to control the shonen market. Shoujo's got its own magazines. Shonen's got Shonen Jump. Ahem, Inuyasha. Yeah, exactly. Things like Inuyasha, for example. It's things like, shonens are the money maker. Those are the ones that like predominantly are going to do it. Shonen Jump is called Shonen Jump for a reason. We don't see a lot of like the shoujo ones come over here because they're a lot more focused or a lot more precise in their application. You're gonna see. You will not tempt me to go back. I abandoned the weeb. But yeah, it's I do enjoy. My one friend loves shoujos. He loves shoujos. Loves them to death. Perfectly fine guy. I love him. I love him to death. He does love his shoujos though. We make fun of him. Yeah, we make fun of him for it because it's funny. Yeah, it's a funny thing. It's usually about girls being girls and with boys. It's like, oh, those cute boys. Seinen on the other hand is adult men. That's kind of the idea with seinen. This is for adult men. This isn't. Now, mind you, can Sun Seinen end up becoming shoujo focused? Yeah, but you usually get things such as, if we go over here, gem thing. I'm having a fucking stroke of what it's called. You get Vinland Saga, you get Hellsing, for example, Vagabond, Berserk. Like, that cupcake competition arc does go hard, though. Like, you do end up with quite a few of these different manga in the kind of the seinen category, which are about more adult themes. They usually have some more adult aspects to them. Goblin Slayer is, by technicality, a seinen. It is. I Am a Hero. You kind of see I Am a Hero there. I Am a Hero is a very deep. It hits hard sometimes. It fucking hits. Dorohedoro. That's another very big one. A lot of these do hit for different aspects. One of the things is like I would say you could split seinen up into two categories. You could split it up into what I would call upper seinen and then lower seinen. Like upper seinen are like kind of like the more, I would say, like high-minded ones. Like we're actually speaking about like bigger concepts and bigger ideas possibly. Like I would consider something like Monster is a seinen. This is actually a very, very well put together manga series, and it's has some deep themes. It's a very interesting the story of, you know, what do we do? Like, it's quite literally, what do we do to sacrifice? What don't we do? How do we, you know, am I a bad person for doing the right thing for the wrong person? Things like that. Lower seinen is kind of like you see that, you know, shonen manga with more blood and, you know, blood and titties. And that is, yeah, what was that one? I'm gonna type this in. It's gonna pervert my search history forever, but I'm doing it for you all. Manga with slave no something monster thing. I could see Chain Soldier. It's legitimately, I just typed in manga slave no something monster thing, and this one, Chain Soldier. What is Monster about? Monster is about a doctor named Tenma, who you learn this very early, like this is like the first fucking episode, who in his career has to made a bad call. He said, I have to, you know, I have to sacrifice this, you know, I have to sacrifice effectively this politician, or save, yeah, pretty much I have saved this boy or save this politician, and he chooses to save this boy. This ruins his entire career. And much later on in his life, he is kind of he's kind of down and out. He's been kind of disgraced, and he's kind of called up by some associates, and it's like, hey, we need to help you. We need your help to solve a murder. And then it kind of just goes from there. It's kind of like, again, it's about a disgraced doctor trying to solve a murder, or murders, as it turns out. It is a very uncomfortable show. It's a very uncomfortable manga, especially. Honest to God, if it was American, Mads Mikkelsen would be Tenma. He would just be Tenma. It is a Mads Mikkelsen movie. It is. It just is. It was. I know Guillermo to give you an idea, Guillermo del Toro has been trying to make an adaptation for it for years. Like a live action adaptation of it. He just hasn't been able to. But yeah, this is Chain Soldier. You want to know what Chain Soldier is about? It's about a guy who turns into a monster because he is literally enslaved to a big booba night lady. This is some highfalutin concepts here, everybody. Highfalutin logic here. I mean, do you want to be tied up by a very erotic woman who possibly wants to kill you as you kill things for her? Don't answer that question, you fucking perverts. But yeah, this is kind of the idea of like sign. Now, Josei is always one of those weird ones because Josei is for adult women. And you don't hear about Joseis very often because they aren't, where's that Mountain of Madness movie he promised? Soon, TM. Joseis kind of fall into the same category of shoujos in some aspects, where you get things like this, but you also get some deeper words. Like this one, it's hard. I think it's like Hard to Live as an Otaku. This one's actually pretty good. The OPs for this one is really fucking good. Watch that one. It's on Amazon, I believe. It's pretty good. Let me see if I can see any others. But like, if you ever want to get some more deeper romance things, you're gonna end up with Hina's Josei usually. And they do talk about things, you know, Watakoi, Love is Hard for Otaku. That's pretty much like the big one that came out recently. There's more if I can find them, but technically, but you know, Bunny Drop, fucking Bunny Drop. Oh goodness, oh goodness. Yeah, there's quite a few of them that kind of qualify as the end of the Josei category. That's where you actually find some like very detailed like romance stuff. You also end up with some kind of you find a lot of one shots for them. And if you ever want to see like, hey, I'm a what was it? It was my lesbian experience with loneliness. Great fucking read, by the way. That is, that's a Jose, and it's like, holy shit. Like, oh, this Bunny Jump manga looks so wholesome today, we'll read it. The first half of it is good. The first half of Usagi Drop is good. I like the first half of Usagi Drop. I will say Sweetness and Lightning did that idea a lot better, though. Over time, Sweetness and Light. I like Sweetness and Lightning a lot more than Bunny Drop. The ending there got a bit weird. Things got a little bit funky wonky there. Funky wonky. And I distinctly remember... watching like the first bit of it. I was like, oh hey, this is really heckin' wholesome and stuff. Yeah, the anime dropped the bad part. I actually read that part. I read it later. I remember it distinctly. It was on A. Someone was like, hey, look at this new manga, and posted it. And, posted the back half, and it was like, oh man, that's kind of weird. She's like 16, he's like 40. And someone, was like, guys, that's the second half of Usagi Drop. It was like, no, you're lying. Yeah. I was like, looks like, no. Yeah, it was a little bit weird. We don't talk about that part. It was a little bit funky. It was a little bit weird. But, that's to kind of give you the idea, yeah. You also get some which are like the straight up like it's time for porn. Like Jose do I would say a lot of Jose do fall into that lower category in some aspects from what I've seen. Like I'm not a perfect fucking Jose reader, but you do find a lot which are like, hey guys, are you ready for chest porn? Yeah. Ta-da. Yeah, you like this? It's here. It's a 50. It's have no fair, like Golden Kamui drunk fight scene moment. Yeah, pretty much. It's like, oh. Yeah, lots of the time to be very gay with one another or very romantic with one another. Cause remember everybody, there's nothing gay about kissing your homies goodnight. Nothing gay about it. Oh, no homo here, bromo. I'm just kissing the homies goodnight. Just kissing the homies. It's not gay if you say no homo. Exactly. I mean, like, these two are really good friends. You don't understand the true masculine bond of two grown men just hugging it out. There's not. Maybe you're the ones who are the problem. And in case anybody is watching for future reference, I got nothing wrong with la gays. Go for it, especially ladies. I do love myself some fucking Yuri manga because I am a horribly sad individual. Wow, cool. Dude, that's always the funny bit. It's just like, hey, what kind of manga do you like? I'm like, I like Yuri manga. Damn straight. People make fun of me too for it, being like, oh, why'd you like Yuri manga? It's not for men. It's not masculine. It's not la berserk or whatever. It's like, yeah, because it's cute, and I like cute things. I'm like, hippity hoppity, this is it. And it's usually not a fucking Korean manhwa where someone gets cucked randomly in it. Like, the amount of Korean manhwa that my friend keeps recommending to me, and then I open it up to I'm like, okay, let's do a quick look at what this one's all about, being like cucks, just mountain loads of cucking. It's like, how the fuck? How the fuck? No, 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 no cucking. No, no NTR. But no, Korea Mon was like, it's time, everybody. It's time for NTR. I'm like, it's not though. It's never time for NTR. That's one thing about Korean manhwas and stuff I will never understand. There's so much fucking NTR in it. It's like, what happened, guys? Like, do you want to talk about it? You know, Korea bros, do you want to have a chat or something? You know, you want to talk it over maybe? That help? Like guys. You're about a loss of what to do at this critical juncture. A fumble failure. Everybody's making fun of you cause you're fucking stupid. You're a fucking idiot. Hell yeah. Like, see, how good my life is going inversely proportional how much yaoi yuri stuff I'm consuming. Why do the Koreans like cucking so much? I don't know. I don't really know. Bro, I swear to plot, I swear, bro. It's Kino, it's cinema, bro. Believe me. Yeah, it's like, I don't understand why, because it's like, legitimately, most Korean stuff I've, like, read is either like, hey guys, this is the most depressing shit you've ever read, and it's like, here's rape, here's murder, here's sadness, here's pain, here's agony, and here's NTR sad. I'm like, what the fuck? I know my friend's like, oh man, you'll love Skeleton Protects the Dungeon. Jesus fucking Christ almighty, people. It was like 5 chapters in me, and it's like, this bitch gets raped, this lady gets killed, I'm like, what the fuck is happening? No! Stop that! Jesus fuck! There's also some weird manhwa about women who get reincarnated as historically ambiguous romance novels. Yeah, I mean, that's like, yeah, soap opera in manhwa form, and also isekai for women. Yeah, well, that's like, also female isekai is like weird dark fantasy where she gets married to the demon god of 7th heaven or something, turns into a teddy bear. Yeah, see, female isekai is fascinating because if you get isekai into it, ladies, I'm super sorry, but if you, like, if I get isekai, if I walk outside and some fucking crackhead hits me with his fucking fucking Toyota, I'm getting isekai to a fucking fantasy land. I'm gonna have to fight, like, demon god or something. I'm fucked, man. Like, that's just the trajectory of my isekai, is that I have to go fight demon god using the power of friendship and my harem of women. Like, the second you guys get hit by a truck, man, you fuckers get isekai to, like, it's my Otome game. It's a romance novel. It's a fucking, like, it's never simple. There's always a thing there. There's always, like, the, hey, everybody, are you ready for, again, it's always the Otome games. Every single time. I became the daughter of the emperor. Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, I'm the daughter of the emperor. Oh, I reincarnated as the villainess. It's always the villainess. I have become the villainess. Like nothing bad happens to nobility there. Yeah, and if something does bad happen, it's like, oh no, I'm being caught in a scandal. Yeah, exactly. You get it. They get it. And inevitably, if it's an Otome reincarnation, if it's an Otome reincarnation and they spawn in as the girl, as the main character, they will be wanting to fuck the villainess. If they reincarnate as the villainess, man, they're going 9 different fucking ways. Who the fuck knows, man? Real plot. I was assassin who died and was reincarnated as the wife of the demon god. That's somewhere. Man, that's somewhere out there. I know that. You know that. We all know that. That's a thing out there. I'd read it. This is a lot about society. Joker moment. Like, it's like legit. Like, I don't know what happened. Like, I've actually like been hunting for like just like here. Give me an isekai in which like a woman actually gets like fully in there, no gimmicks, just a flat isekai. I cannot find one. Like I never been able to find one. There's always a gimmick, and the ones that there aren't a gimmick, it's like it's Gyaru, or like, oh, I've been reincarnated into a fantasy world, and so I just started being a whore. That is a manga, by the way. I'll have you know. That is one where it's like, oh, I've been reincarnated into a fantasy world. I'm going to like sell my body. I'm not fucking with you either. That's the thing. And I'm like, what in the fuck? I guess Inuyasha would be considered isekai. Would you consider Inuyasha isekai? I mean, that's like one of those like very big questions of, do you consider Sword Art Online isekai? And it's funny because like people are like, you're one sad little man and you have my sympathy. Yeah, it's like one of those things like, do you consider Sword Art Online an isekai? And it's bad because like I've had people say, oh, absolutely not, but then they think about it for a bit, being like, well, no, but yes. It's so bizarre to me. Because it's so much of like Sword Art Online would become like tropes of the isekai thing. Like so many of them. And I always find it, you know, it's like, but why? So it's so fascinating. I am compelled to find things in. Fujoshi GF, my face when Maho Shoujo Shonen. Yeah, pretty much, Risotto. You get it. You get it. You get it. Again, it's always something like that. It's like it's time for tea parties, or it's like I've reincarnated in and I love books. That was actually Bookworm, Ascension of the Bookworm. Was that it? I don't fucking know. I didn't watch it. I'm like, oh wow. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of the interesting thing. Is just like Sword Art Online clearly was like the source material for so many of these damn things. And I think that was like one of the if not the main reason why it kind of spiked in popularity as much as it did. And yet it by itself doesn't really follow a lot of them. It's very fascinating to me. Very interesting. Very interesting. Yes, hello. Hello, it's me. Moshi Moshi Desuka. I can't do my Ojo-sama laugh anymore. Very sad. If a resonator's actions require expertise, very difficult. Result: maximum number of successes for a level 1 is double. For a level 2 is skill or higher is required for a triple or higher. So you can ask for higher difficulties. Wowie zowie, everybody. Oh. Oh, we gaming, everybody. We're really pushing some limits here. Push it to the limit. Push it to the limit. That really it? Yep, that's literally it. That's all. That's all. That's life. That's life. Where are you, you stupid little Simba? Oh, 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 oh. Yum 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 yum. Yum 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 yum. Oh, what a day. What a love. What a day. What a lovely day. Okay, so we go over here, we go here, we go here, we go here, approximate difficulty level. Here, we go here, we select you, hit you, hit you. Slash, Japanese, English, gracias, senor. Gracias, senor. Hello. Hello. It's me. Me. Mama, I killed a man, but I got against his side. Pulled my trigger, now he's dead. Mama, life has just begun. No, I didn't mean to hit that. Fuck. Life has just begun. Mama, ooh. I can't even remember fucking lyrics. I'm terrible at remembering lyrics, guys. I apologize. Impossible without a miracle. Life has just begun. Yeah, one of my fondest memories is always just fucking screaming out Bohemian Rhapsody with my friends back in college. Good times. Uchi times. I was run over by a truck and reincarnated as a truck. What's your favorite movie of 2022? I didn't really watch any movie 2022. Like let's do a review. Let's see, movie 2022 movies. What movies came out? Let me see if I can remember what came out. That's the list of American films in 2020. Okay, let's not a good sign. I haven't seen Puss in Boots 2 yet. Let's see, I'm trying to find ones that look like vaguely similar, like vague movies that like looked familiar. I can tell you my favorite movie. That's easy. That's Leaving Las Vegas. But Puss in Boots cinema is cinema. I know it came out of fucking nowhere. That's the funny thing. It came out of nowhere, and everyone was really happy with it. I don't even remember seeing this movie come out. No. See, I don't watch movies a lot. That's I think that's one of the things is I actually don't watch that many movies. Because I'm just not the I don't watch. Well, we already know Morbius was the greatest movie of all time in 2022 because we're morbing out. We need to bring back morbing out, everybody. Hey, Morbius was a good fucking meme. That was some good times. The Morbius sweep. It's a good fucking movie. Well, good fucking meme. I didn't actually watch the movie, but I had to make sure that everyone knew that I was watching the movie. Let's see. Nope. Okay, Northman's up there. Northman is up. I did really enjoy the Northman. Let's see. Well, let's see if I find any other ones. Look for the right Marmaduke. Hey, it's Marmaduke. Guys, you want to look at Marmaduke? I love Marmaduke. Ugh. It hurts to say Marmaduke. See the Top Gun Maverick. Didn't actually watch Top Gun Maverick. Let's see. Crimes of the Future. Fire Island. No, I didn't see that one. White Elephant. No, I didn't see that one. Let's see. Yeah, I didn't really. I don't watch many movies, guys. I should though. That's the problem. I should. Marmaduke. It was like the thing with Marmaduke was that it was. It was a comic strip that people have been trying to make into a bigger movie forever, but it just doesn't ever really work. Let's see. The Gray Man, literally me again. That cursed ass movie. Let's see. No, that looks. Nope, didn't see Nope either. Apparently, Nope was very good. People really liked Nope. The only problem is it doesn't appreciate the art of cinema. I'm actually like, wow, there's a lot of movies that came out this year, and I didn't see any of them. Well, like the thing is for me, like here's the secret. Is I don't actually watch. Oh God, there's the Woman King. I don't actually like watch many movies because I'm doing other things, or I watch older movies. I watch a lot of older movies. Let's see. Do we have any other movies that came out? The Munsters came out. God, I forgot the Munsters came out. Munsters was terrible. October. Mr. Harrington's Fun Teddy Lyle Crocodile. Don't know when the fuck that came out. What would Martin Scorsese think? Martin Scorsese would laugh at my poor taste in movies. Again, like you gotta remember, my favorite movie of all time is and will always be, mind you, Leaving Las Vegas. That is absolute Kino in my book. Let me see. Enola Hope. That one? Nope. Didn't watch that one. Nope. Didn't watch that one. Didn't watch Wakanda Forever. Wakanda time. I'm Wakandan over all of you. Yeah, not really living up to my Yeah, that I saw a little bit of that one. I'm like, oh, cool. I'm not gonna look at that one. Strange World went over like a dull thud. Let's see. Where's that other one? Wait, Puss in Boots came out in 2020. It came out in December? Huh, I thought it came out in, I honestly thought it came out in January. Let's see. That one movie. Still in theaters, a month out. Jeez. That's a good one. Good fucking movie. Huh. There was, where was it? They don't actually have it on here, fun fact. But yeah, no, I would say out of 2022, I adored The Northman. The Northman was such a fucking good movie, and I saw it in proper kino quality. I went down to my local little tiny shitty theater, and I paid my fee. I was the only one in there. Had my bucket of popcorn. Had my Coke. I enjoyed cinema, and it was a good fucking movie. Me and my mom actually have our new like Christmas movie, which was what was it called? Bad Santa. It was that new Violent Night. This one. Violent Night was actually really fucking good, by the way. And if you need a fun, like I do mean like a legitimately just fun Christmas movie, that's a good one. Not a horror movie, by the way. It's not. Violent Night was a good movie. It's a fun movie. Dumb and it was stupid enough to be fun with itself, but it was also serious enough to have its own thing. I also want everybody to know that I actually lost a follower based on this entire conversation. Fucking someone was like, nope, we're not doing this anymore. Fuck this. Yeah. Again, you can't even make something like Bad Santa anymore. That's the thing. You legitimately could not make something like Bad Santa in the modern age. There's a lot of movies that like you would be incredibly hard pressed to remake in 2022. In 2023, I should say. Fuck. And I'm not even saying like the wokies. No, it's more along the idea of like I always meme on my mom a little bit about this just because I find it funny more than anything. But not high school. Fast Times at Ridgemont High. That's it. Like you will never. It would be impossible to remake Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Like that just would not occur. Fuck. Think about trying to remake The Breakfast Club. Holy shit. Think about the people losing their goddamn mind on Twitter over that. That would be suicide to try to remake. Jesus Christmas Christ almighty. Crikey, that would be insane. Would you believe I had like my goal today? I was like, I'm gonna try to get all the way down here. Yeah, that ain't happening. That is not happening. I've been talking too much about pointless bullshit. But I enjoy talking about pointless bullshit with you all, you know. All lovely people. Select B, select the view, go here, normal text. Oh no, my infinity bones. Dun, 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 dun. My infinity bones. I want to select you. Le veux prendre l'envers. Touche le. We're all right. We're all right. Dun, 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 dun. Like that doesn't look right. We want that. We want that. Select both you. Go right here. I want to beat. I wanted to commit crime. Crime. Okay, so that leads us to this, which we're going to select here. Going to put here. Substitute skills. Burning sound. How much left is this? How much left of it? We are vastly not even anywhere close to being done. It's gonna be a night. So porn VTubers are a thing now. Ever since Project Melody came out, yeah, pretty much. Or actually, I know there's a few of them that are actually like just straight up like, I'm just a fucking porn VTuber. That's like all they do. I mean, if they've got the hustle, I mean, I won't blame them. I know there is one which is like strictly like that's all she does. That's her gimmick, you could say. Is she has the gimmick of like she just does porn. Like that's what's your superpower? I do pornography. Even though that would be like so, how do I want to word it? Like, I don't know how you would like open up any conversation really like that. Like I mean with like here's the thing. Here's the thing. If you were to tell me like, hey, I work in the adult video industry, you know what? More power to you, ma'am. You do you. And it's like I would be, you know, it would be like, okay, I mean, my belief, I don't judge anybody. That's my philosophy. I don't judge anybody. Unless you're a dick. It's just like, I'm a porn VTuber though. That would be like, what's the lead up to the conversation there? Like how do you even approach that? Like, I know like some content guys are like, oh, what do you do? I make YouTube videos. Like, yeah, it's not really like, oh, I'm an editor. I'm like, okay, I'm a content producer. Okay, a little bit weird, but it works. But so it's like, I do VTuber porn videos. Like, how do you do that? You know, yeah, I know Melody stopped doing those just because they just weren't bringing in money, but it's a lot of people still associate her with it. Which, I guess there's a little bit of an amusing tragedy to the entire thing. In that regard, but I mean, I guess that's that's love. That's love. Though I never liked Melody. I never vibed with Melody. I had a friend who actually knew her. Like he like knew her in like VR chat or something. And I was like, oh, you know Melody in VR chat, and apparently she's very quiet. Like she is always with her boyfriend, and she is always very quiet. And it's like, that's very strange. Like, that is an incredibly strange thing to think of. But I guess a lot of VTubers are different on the outside, you could say. But I guess that comes with the territory a little bit of like, hey, what do you, what's your, what is your career path in life? I am a VTuber, and I make my money by satisfying lonely otaku on the internet. I'm like, oh, I understand. I don't understand. I mean, I guess more power to them. That's I respect the really successful, like the really like gamer mode fucking VTubers who manage to get like thousands of dollars, by virtue of just existing. Like, I think that's one of the reasons I'm like perpetually fascinated by what's her fucking name? Iron Mouse, that's her name. Like, I don't even like Iron Mouse's content. Like, nothing about Iron Mouse I'm like, I enjoy, but I just like the fact that that woman's a fucking millionaire. Like, you gotta remember that. Like, she's a fucking millionaire. And it's like, damn. It's like, Jesus fucking Christ, woman. Like, what are you, like, what the fuck? I'm getting pinged again. Who's pinging me? And you post a pain emoji real fast. Let's see. Heck, the only IRL analogy I can think of for animated porn is erotic coloring books. Yeah, the erotic fucking coloring books. VTubers are like weird. Like, here's the weird thing. Like, VTubers have hit a point where they are officially accepted enough that people understand what they are, but they've shifted so much from the original idea that they're barely like, it's hard to say like they're strictly just the VTubers, you could say. That's not a trailer anymore if it's in like an hour long. Ow. Ow. Yeah, no, it's like like VTubers are fascinating, and I say that as my little wiggly man down here is going town. It's I would like to see. Here's the thing: like, I would kill to be a VTuber manager. Not necessarily because I think that I would be a well qualified individual to manage temperamental women. Absolutely not. I just want to see what's going on behind the scenes. That's all I want to do. I want to. Okay, see, secrets out, everybody. I want to know how fucking VShojo makes money. I legitimately do not know. I do not know how VShojo makes actual money. And a part of me is like, are you like just like, are you like a front? Or do you launder money for the mob or something? Like, it has to be something big at this point, because I refuse to believe they're like, I have a strict, disbelief that it's something like, we just make money off our content, because they don't take a cut. It's like, how the fuck do you people exist? What are you? Why are you the way you are? I am fascinated. I must know more. See, I gotta. The worst part is, like, I've actually applied to VTuber like manager positions. I've done it. I've applied. They never get back to me because apparently I'm not qualified enough to be a VTuber manager, even though there's no fucking requirements usually. It's like, do you speak English? Like, yes, I do speak English. Oh, okay, you're qualified enough. Fascinating stuff, truly. Nope, didn't do that. We do this. TTS the TTS anime recap. First video was second video was the minute-long trailer. Are you not technically a VTuber? I am technically a VTuber. However, here's the thing. I do approach. How do I want to word this? And this has been a goal. This is a goal for me as well this year. Is I am trying my best to be like, all right, hello fellow VTubers, how do you do? Hello fellow gamers, how do you do? Like it's like I'm trying to be better, but like God, like PNGs like me don't get very far. People are like, do you have a model? Do you have all these things? I'm like, I have a very, like, technically, like, if to be a real VTuber, like, they need like the full, you need the overlays, you need all the special shit going on, like, you need everything to make it actually like legit. And like, I don't have that many followers. I have a consistent maybe like 10 people who follow me who watch. Like, let's be perfectly frank here with everybody. Unless it's a weekend stream. But it's like zippity zam. I would like to do more VTuber things, but I am also have to realize that you guys do not come here for my exciting VSona attitudes toward life. You come here for the schizophrenic rants about government conspiracies. You come here for my rampant undiagnosed schizophrenia. That's live. That's live. Footnote. Select all of you. We hit that. We hit that. Here we go. Here, rivalry. Two more people role-playing or action compete with one another. Determine a winner by rank. A rivalry decision is made. Decision compares the number of successes. Greater number of successes. Oh, didn't mean to hit that button. That's not really a good heading, but hey, what do I know? We select you, we select you, we select you. Process one of the following. When the game is divided by defending inside, the defending side wins. 2, if the... So it would be 1, 2, 3. If tie is acceptable, the game is a draw. Count 3. So 1, 2, 3. The game is divided between the defending and attacking side. The defending side wins for its priority. It is acceptable. The game is a draw. What? That says the exact same thing. That's obviously correct. Tie is acceptable. Okay, so they separate the idea of a draw and a tie. So it's kind of the idea of, hey, if it's a draw, that means neither of us won. If it's a tie, both of us won, kind of thing. Both of us won, but both of us. Do either of us lose or do both of us win? I would say, like, in the grand scheme of things, in the vast tiers of VTubing, it's like top tier are big corp VTubers. These are your Guras. Like, Gura's up there. She's like top tier. Like, you gotta remember. Then you got the low tier ones, which are small corp VTubers. But actually, I should say small successful corp VTubers. That's where you get things like Melody, for example. I say small because VShoju's not as big as HoloLive. You know, just generally speaking, you know, we'd say you'll say second tier. Third tier is what we'd call the LIGs. You're pretty much from representatives of LIG, which are, you know, large indies. These are usually independent people. They have the full model, they have the full look, they have everything they need. The thing is, like, 3D is not like mandatory at this point. 3D is very much a very much a boost, but is not mandatory effectively. What tier is Cookie? Cookie's weird because she like expands past everyone because Cookie's there are people who do not consider Cookie a VTuber because Cookie didn't start as a VTuber. She's always been Cookie, even before. We know what she looks like. See, fourth tier. So we've got fourth tier would be your low tier indies. Actually, low tier successful indies, otherwise known as My Beloved Ira. No, like, thing is, you gotta remember, like, any of the higher tier ones didn't start as a VTuber. Very few of them start as VTuber. I mean, fuck, people think they know who Melody, like, not Melody, who they think they know who Mori is, because she shitposts on Twitter all the time. But, like, usually there are already people who are good. Nux is a little bit weird. There are people who don't consider Nux to be a real one, because Nux is a dick. Yeah, I think Kurosawa is Shinazawa. Yeah, there's a couple of them that people know who their previous reincarnations are and shit like that. But generally, that's why I kind of rate them by corpse. Mori is a musician. Like, we know that. And she's a musician that she really hates black people, I've learned. Like, I have learned through detailed investigation that Mori Calliope, the funny Grim Reaper, just fucking hates black people, just despises them. I've seen those tweets, Mori. A little bit sussy bucka there, a little bit sussy there, Mori. If you just want to say the hard R, just do it, man. Just say it. Like. Yeah, there's quite a few different ones that they've been in various different capacities. I try not to focus on, you know, previous lives or any of that shit, just because I'm like, you can't. I would say fifth tier are no success indies. But I would say full model. And then we have bottom tier, zero success indies, no model. Generally speaking, this is what it's roughly considered to be. There are a shit ton right here. There are a metric fuck ton of a lot of VTweeter who like buy the big models and shit, and one of the like saddest things I have ever witnessed in anything, like one of the like most bizarre sad things I've witnessed, is somebody selling a VTuber model with all the emotes and shit, and I was like, oh goodness, oh no, like that was like, damn, that's a little painful to kind of like watch. It's just like, yep, don't need any of these, you know, emotes or whatever anymore. Guess I'm just gonna sell everything. It wasn't cheap either. It was like $4 grand. But then it was one of those things, like, I realized, like, oh, it's $4 grand. That's a lot of money. But then I thought about it for a bit, and this horrifying realization came in: is no shit, she's gonna be selling it at a loss. So, like, she didn't pay $4 grand for that thing. She probably paid like 9 grand for something, and she's gotta sell it. It was like, oh fuck. Fuck. Oh, damn. That's always fascinating to me. The whole VTuber thing is interesting to me in like a completely analytical point of view. Like I just find it all very interesting. Does that make me somewhat of a weirdo? Hell yeah, it does. Like I am a weird sociopath, you know, according to many people, of my like just fascination with, you know, VTubers being like, yeah, I wonder how much they suffer. There you go. Yeah, to give you an idea, this was let's see, about 10 pages were dedicated solely to the system of how to roll the dice properly. So you know how, you know what we're working with here, buddy. Come on, let's not get too excited about the boatloads of fun we're having. Oh boy, gamers. Oh, we select you, hit down. It's with them again. No, the funny thing is I don't actually watch many VTubers. I watch like 2, and one is Yab Rabbit, just because I find her funny. Round progression is the combat section, everybody. Round progression is the combat section. Have no fear, everybody. The Pippa's been going in some weird angles recently. I don't know what's going on with that. Who knows? I ain't Pippa. I ain't Pippa. I don't know what her jam is. For all I know, she's actually just the Yab Rabbit, and she's just one gamer word away from going to the sadness place where all content creators have to go one day, out by the farm kind of thing. One bad slip up is all it takes. And that's always the interesting thing, being like, people don't realize like how easy to fuck up on the internet. Like I'm pretty safe from it, simply because of how small I am and how nobody gives a shit, and how I'm pretty happy about being like, yeah, I am from La4chan. But I'm also like, I wonder what happens if I wanted to bolt one day. If I just want to like get the fuck out of Dodge and like no longer be La Notepad Anon, like would I even be able to? Who knows? The right sounds, the right sounds, the right sounds. Oh. Heading 3, dude. Actually, we are going to go to how confident do we're gonna finish this section. That's our goal today. We're gonna hit where I initially said I said we were gonna hit. That's the plan, that's the goal. Doesn't matter if I end up as a corpse at the end of it. I will power on. Power on my wayward son. Round progression procedure. That's simple to do. And of course, there's about 3 side notes for it, because they've got to tell us something really fucking pointless. I hate to break it to everybody here, but like half these footnotes, I'm not even gonna bother putting in the fucking thing. because they are quite literally just not useful. It's like, hey, make a fucking side note here. Like, oh wow, yeah, any of the steps may be omitted. Like, yeah, fucking. Ugh. The thing with Pippa is that Pippa is bigger. You gotta remember that. Like, that's a big thing. Like, Pippa is, I would say she is pretty much the anchor at this point of phase, and that's not a good thing. Because as the anchor of Phase Connect, she has to now deal with the fact that, hey, if she fucks up, she brings a lot of other people on there. A couple of them can be a little bit bad, but I would say, like, Pippa going gamer mode brings a lot more people down with her. Let's just say that. Simply because I think she knows she's not as unhinged, if that makes sense. I think she knows. She's not stupid. That's one thing I've always got from Pippa. She's not stupid. Far from it, in fact. I think she's a little bit too... Why is it only here? Ah, that explains it. So we need to do... I think the fact that Takata H2O kind of knows she's the anchor too, which somewhat is annoying him. That might have changed though over the past few over a little while, because I know he made a big thing about like don't pander to 4chan, but Pippa's fine. Pippa can do it, but. Does Face Connect have a mental health issue as a requirement? Sad girls print money. You got to remember that undeniable fact of life. Sad girls print money. Happy girls don't print money. You want them to be sad. You want them to be good at their fucking job. That's the hard part usually. Like, please don't be a fuck up. And it's like, entertaining sad girls will always make the most amount of money in the sphere, unfortunately. And entertaining sad girls also have to deal with the fact of well, they need to be entertaining, which is sometimes a little bit harder, easier said than done. You want to keep the round progressing and the end condition. All right, easy enough to understand. Yes, there's two things there, so we're going to go all the way back up here. Hello. Hello. My name is Elder White, and I would like to share with you the most amazing book. Ding dong. Hello. My name is Elder White, and I would like to share with you the most amazing. Yamaro. 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 Okay, so this, we do you, combat, annihilate, defeat the enemy. Interesting they actually have like an entire thing dedicated to like, this is just your escape. You have to be, this is how you're going to be able to escape. Interesting. This is pretty small. What's that? Going to be something... No, this is legitimately just a thing saying, please declare this is the beginning or ending. This is the beginning of the round. Of course. Oh, thank God there's not a single fucking thing here. Alright, we can do this. Let's go. Let's fucking go, baby. There we go. Oh, didn't mean to add one of those. I need to put here. We need to put you here. Select all you. You should be enough to understand. Issue value within the priority is determined. The order of actions is determined. The action taken in order will be the initiative value. The initiative value is the ability to value that is required for the round progression of actions. Adopt one of the ability values, the initiative value, depending on the situation. So they just kind of have to reiterate to you like 3 times what you're actually going to be doing, out telling you what you're actually going to be doing. Okay, so actually, yeah, for search or pursuit. Third one? Depending on the location situation, we can also set up skills that provide a positive correction to the initiative value. Okay, easy enough to understand. We do 4. Example of initiative value. Select all of you. We need to then make you not title card. We need to make you introduction. We need to make you just standard normal text. It's fine. Which we then do this, 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 and this. Combat slash escape. Body plus speed. We did make a decision that we are going to be keeping our our emojis throughout this. The emojis are essential. Underwater combat. Why is underwater combat here? For what godforsaken reason will we ever need underwater combat? See, it's one of those things where you always gotta wonder, like, where did this come in? Like, where in playtesting we're like, hey guys, this is essential. We need to have the dive skill. We need to have underwater combat. Like, where in playtesting did this occur? Like, I am curious and somewhat frightened over the prospect that there were multiple sessions, or at least enough sessions to justify the idea that we need to have underwater combat. Like, that is an essential factor. Like, it is very important that we have the underwater combat. We don't have these. Are we really playing the game correctly? It's like, what? No, don't. Why? You never need these. We do that. Oh, goodness. Nom, 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 nom. I'm not speaking, I am just very much focused. Some of them are Kappa, for instance, attacks while you're near. Some of them Kappa, for instance, attack while you're in near water. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it's things like that. Like, we legitimately just need to assume you're going to be fighting a Kappa at least once, therefore. If we don't put this in, you're dead. Advanced how you calculate initiative value in scenarios with random rounds of progression. Consider disclosing method of initiative value calculation. They're a little bit willy-nilly about this. I'm assuming you have a few different ways if you want to approach this in different ways, you actually can. You're like, hey, you know, you're just going to be using body for this. Hey, you're just going to be using this. I'm assuming that's going to be at least a factor to consider. You are... Okay, so let's do... Oh, we want to bring you down here. We want action. Action man. I've officially hit the point of being tired, so if I'm not like being super chatty right now, that's the reason. I'm just tired. What low numbers considered ahead? Forfeit either action, wait for the player waits. Very standard stuff. Okay. Ah, there's 3 fucking. Alright, let's do this. Insert footnote. Insert footnote. No, put you. select you, Control Z, Control you right there, excluding reactions. We're gonna. Why are you white text? Why? Why are you white text? For what whole unholy reason would you ever be white? Cute. That, we do this, we do this. This. Yeah, so we need to select, so we put all this, we need to effectively select the very end line right here. Insert footnote, we put this right here, we hit backspace, then we go over here. If more than one person declares at the end, declares the wait, the order of actions end around is the lowest initiative value, cannot wait again at the end. Okay, nope, this is all they get. Okay, so this brings us to numero uno, well, numero cuatro, technically. Hit you all to make you all. I said we make you all normal text. You hit you go to heading 4, side. Okie dokie, we can do this. We are so fucking close. We just need to end this section right here. Let's fucking go. Let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah. Oh yeah, we could do it. This is gonna be fine. Hell yeah, let's do it, gamers. Why are you the same? No, god fucking damn it. Put you right here, you're right here, you're right here. So we select all of you, you hit this, go here, hit that. Now you're all the same, but you separate it out slightly. You select you, we select you, we have to go here to select this, we select you, we put right there. There we are. Because the beautiful thing is there are technically moments in this where there are tips, inside of side notes. And that is infuriating. Yeah, let's. Reactions include one to nullify actions such as let's see. Reactions include one to nullify opponent's action with a counter judgment and others to weaken the result of the there we go. So the idea is you have a reaction to nullify it and damage one to lessen the impact. So I'm assuming that a reaction is going to be more like a save, you could say. Yeah, reactions can be performed separately from the move action, which is an interesting note. That is a very fascinating note. That's telling me, that's a very fascinating note that's telling me a lot more information than I think I, oh no! No, please don't do that. Don't do that. What is this section? Judgment of opponents. No. I'm going to select all of this. We're going to go here. Control C, Control A, Control V, evasion. Skill used movement. Oh, we do you, we do you, we do you, we select all you, we hit this. Do that. Bryce's perception each, evasion once. Then we do this, which we put here. We do this, we do you. There are technically 2 reactions according to this game. There are 2 reactions. Not many, there are 2. Any number of times. Reduce my number of successes points. So you can attempt to evade, or if you can attempt to do a defense, but defense you can always do. So you always have the option to at least attempt to evade getting smacked around. This. Go, and then we do. Then we're going to put a footnote there. We're going to put a footnote. Technically, we should put a footnote right here. There we are. Because, of course, the footnotes are not in any logical position. That would be crazy. That would be bananas. Why would they ever be in anything remotely sane? Wow, thanks. You told me it's evasion. Wowie zowie, you told me it was evasion. Cool. Cool, radical, neato, awesome. I love it. Hell yeah. Woo, let's do it. Hell yeah. Oh yeah, let's do it. Let's go. We can do it. What's the matter? They're in my head. If you haven't noticed, the fatigue has hit me at this point, and it's not doing good. I am on my last legs here, folks. So I'm gonna push forward. I'm gonna finish this up. That's the goal. That's the goal for tonight. This was originally supposed to be a Notepad Must Die stream, but I'm like, wow, that sounds like a terrible fucking idea, because I am very tired, and this is going to be a very long and very arduous translation process. Being devoted to devotion to reactionary dedication. Devoted to a That's gonna be one of those things I'm gonna have to change in when I'm compiling everything. It just to get the wording correct. May reaction devotion. By declaring abandons any actions in order to initiative during. So you can attempt to just say, no, I don't wanna do anything. I'm just gonna be doing reaction. I am just going to try to survive this. And nothing else. My goal is to not do anything else other than just survive. Make a counterattack decision. Evasion in case of combat. Amount of effect reduction when an action judgment. Defense in the case of combat succeeds times 2. What? What in the fuck are you on about? Number of times you can perform counter judgment in case of battle evasion. There we go. That sounds a lot better. Thank you, Yandex. Sometimes it's always odd to me. Like sometimes Yandex will do better because it wouldn't fit the folkloric emotions you were meant to feel. Yes, pretty much. Yeah, oh god. Ugh. Oof, my bones, my beats. Okay, so pretty much, yeah. So effectively what this is saying is, hey, you can devote yourself to a reaction, to just protecting yourself. About house rules and rules in scenario, this is going to be some Kino writing. All right, everybody, are you ready? Get ready for some Kino. Do love me some Kino writing. Let's see. That I will have to do that. I'll probably do a split one as well. That means we only have one. I put that down right now so I do not forget it, because I will forget it. So close. We're so close, boys. About house rules and rules and scenario. Emo-Klore TG. The Emo-Klore. Now, I'm spelling it I'm spelling it this way simply because this is the way they spell it. House rules in game progression have been kept simple to allow easy rearrangement. Rule blah blah blah. Players are free to move around. Keep changing the detailed. Okay. This is quite literally the you are allowed to change things if you feel like. Ha ha ha. And that's it. That's the rule. You're allowed to change things. What? Why would you? Why would you ever want to change things? It's the best. Let's do, we want to do options, we want to do line wrap methods, right side of window, do a little bit of TRPG in the GM. There, yeah, this is it. This has to be it. We're going to select you, and then we're going to select all of you. Nope, not. Don't want to open that up. Nope, don't want to open that notepad document. I've got Sakura open. Good old Sakura. Rule of the host dealer, which the TRPGs prefer. I'm going to refer to it as the dealer, not the landlord. What? Is this literally implying that, like, make sure to follow the rules of the people who's hosting? What? I think that's supposed to be. I'm not gonna put that in at the compilation, just because that should be pretty fucking obvious. Hey everybody, if somebody makes a, someone makes a, if the guy whose house you're in makes a rule, follow the rule. Like, wow, would have never guessed that one there, Chief. No, I want to select control. Am I not like pressing Control C anymore? What's going on there? I can't feel my one hand anymore. I've just lost feeling it. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. It's probably a bad thing, but I'm also very cold. Because it's weird. My apartment has 2 temperatures recently. It's been like good and just fucking cold. Those are the 2 temperatures my apartment is able to be. I swear it's fucking with me. Like, it's just messing with me at this point. Okay, so we do all that. We select you. We select you. Please include your scenario explanation. Please tell everybody what the fuck you're doing. Specify capacity values, the resonator in the handbook without disclosing detailed rules. Go. Easy enough to understand. Easy to do. Which brings us to heading number 2, which is HP and technically HP and MP. Though this is just you know what? I'm just gonna write down HP and MP. It's already in English. Go team, everybody. We did it. Okay. Hit points, physical endurance. We do heading 3. Oh. Emotional damage. That's... It's odd DeepL has stopped giving me the emojis, because they used to actually put the emojis in because they thought they were like, thought they were mandatory, and I'm like, yep. It looks like they patched that out recently. What a shame. 0 out of 10, DeepL. Why would you do such a thing? The emojis are mandatory to the Emo-Klore experience. You don't have the right emojis ready. I mean, are you really playing Emo-Klore, the tabletop role-playing game experience? Cardiopulmonary arrest, because yes, that's that is actually the proper term in this game, is cardiopulmonary arrest. And you can't enter cardiopulmonary arrest because you are just dying. We want Ooh, let me guess. This is okay. 9. See, luckily there's very few side notes in this first one. It's just pain, and that's all it is. It's just the undying agony. You know how it goes. Okay, we do that. We do that. We do that. Okay, what's our first healing method? Resting slowly. What's this? Wow. Succeed in a medicine test. Recovers an additional. Can only be performed once per rest. Oh, wow. Wonder what this one is. It's going to be succeed at a surgery test. Perform a treatment or medical treatment on a wound. Success to D3 recovery before we're going to be doing a 1 damage received at a time. Yep, it's exactly what I thought it was going to be. Hell yeah. Woo. Go team. Alright, so we want to go here. We want to go here. We want to go... I love the incessant use of just fucking formatting. I love formatting. Stretch. Okay, here, give me 1 second. Let me just... Oh, God. Oh, God. Sweet baby Christ, old Jesus. 3, 2. Oh, 3, 2. Oh, okay, there we are. Oh, goodness gracious. Sleepy, sleepy, sleepy. Okay. Let's take a look. Let's get down to business. To defeat the Huns. Did they send me daughters when I asked for sons? Oh, the Is this another heading? Does this qualify as this does qualify as technically a heading number 5, everybody. We've got a 5th heading all of a sudden because it's registering it as a 5th fucking heading. And you know what that means? That means that there's another batch of them. Oh boy, I love having multiple headings. I love it. I love the United Nations. Text. Why are you this way? Why are you this way? Tell me why the fuck you are this goddamn fucking way. Yeah, then we do that, and then we select all of you. Control C. Put yourself right down there. Normal text. There we go. Okay. Now this is where the fun part. This. And this is fainting. At least that's what it says it is. Let's check here. Fainting. It is just fainting. I'm going to make a wild guess as if you are at 0 HP. Half your current HP at once. Fainting judgment will be made. Made by survival. You can also use endurance for okay. So this is technically like a you've taken too much damage. You can fucking faint from the amount of hard damage you've taken. It's like the oh yeah no like you're just you. This is I think a better word of calling this would be shock. Almost like you've just entered shock. Yeah, I think shock would maybe be a better word for this. Let's check here. Backs of fainting. Here we go. Here, fainting character will not be able to take action until he regains consciousness. Will be unable to resist any action. Oh no! You're out of the fight. You are out of commission. You do this fainting period. Yes. For D10 for 1d10 times 10 minutes, you faint on the round. You can make a recovery decision in your turn. If you succeed, you regain consciousness. Oh, 1d10 times 10 minutes. So let's just do a maybe situation. Let's roll the dice, everybody. We haven't rolled a dice today. Oh no, I've taken damage. I'm out for 50 minutes. All right, everybody, it's time for footnote. I love footnotes. We put a footnote there. We're gonna put a footnote there. Up here, all of you, Control C. There, we're going to put right here. We're going to put right there. Going to put this. Put you right there. Put you right here. Based on survival and fainting, as you can substitute. Okay. Guts. Okay, so we do. Ooh. This, which needs this. Oh god, we're so close. We're so fucking close. Okay, cardiopulmonary arrest. Okay. This is, yeah, it's just, you know, just pretty basic cardiopulmonary arrest. You know, like we all go through. You know, just that tiny thing. 2. Analog girl with digital buttons. Analog girl with plastic bag. That's like the one song in Yick I always remember. Yes, I remember Yick songs because I'm officially obsessed with Yick and I can no longer escape it. I know too much about it. I know Yick is part of me. I'm part of Yick. Maybe the real friends were the ones we yicked along the way. Maybe we don't deserve to be happy. Maybe we deserve. Now imagine having to recompile all of this into English. That's going to be so much fun. You have no idea. I'm not going to be in perpetual fucking agony. What human being needs 5 heading types? Nobody needs 5 heading types. Not a single human being needs 5 fucking heading types. But here we are with 5 heading types. Because they actually, the thing is, they treat like the actual like heading as its own thing. Technically, there are only 4 deep in this. But because we have to use this as a treat this as a document, we are technically 5 deep. Okay, so we have to take this entire section, entire god-awful section, put it down here. We do cardiopulmonary arrest. Let's check here. Cardiopul. They have a note on that? Yeah, it looks like they do have a note on it. I'm going to leave a comment for myself because I think I know what it's trying to say. I think what it's trying to say is if you go into cardiopulmonary arrest, you pretty much take too much damage and you end up with 0 HP. You are... There's going to... A round begins, or... the round's going to continue on without you. Like, you are out of the fight effect. You are suffering from cardiopulmonary arrest. New round start with the new initiative value. Oh. Oh, no, I'm completely bullshitting. I'm completely wrong. No, it legitimately just starts a brand new round for some unholy reason. I'm assuming the idea is that you, like, somebody goes into cardiopulmonary arrest. You're supposed to, like, try to rush in and save them. I'm assuming that's what... So that's telling me you can actually end up in a situation where you are suffering from that outside of combat. At the end of each round... Survival. Recovery. Recovery from cardiopulmonary arrest. It's just funny for me. Yeah, it's like very specifically cardiopulmonary arrest. If we don't, we have to make sure that everybody knows that this is cardiopulmonary arrest. Very essential that we do. If we do not in fact inform everybody that this is cardiopulmonary arrest, we have failed as a game. Failed as game designers. HP recovered one. Okay. Resuscitation. Resuscitation. Oh, may watching dead. In other words, there's no way to recover from cardiopulmonary arrest by oneself. That's actually a very interesting note. And I say that's a very interesting note, but because that effectively says, hey, if you are down and out, like if you are alone, you will die if you die. Which it sounds a little bit silly, but oh god. People die when they're yes. But the thing you gotta remember is this. Is that there is, if you are alone, you are fucked if you are alone in this game. Okay, we got just two. Just actually no, do we have any? Yes. Yeah, we got two right here. Okay, so yeah, here's cardiopulmonary. We've got to put one right here. We've got one right here. That's it. Okay, we just got two. Nice. Select you. Let's do the bottom one first. That's a lot. Before the end of the round, with no time to treatment, the DL may decide the survival decision will be made next round. Okay, so there is a hint of mercy, you could say. Now, also, some people might be wondering, wow, isn't that very brutal? It really isn't, because you just need to score one success under your survival decision. You need to score one die under to technically survive. It's not, thing is, it's not easy to die, nor is it hard to die. It's like, if you do get fucked up, and you will, it's out from the sounds of it, you're not going to have a good time. However, like, it's also going to be a bit of a, you're going down because you didn't invest in survival properly. You did not invest properly. Bub. Let's see. Went to cardiopulmonary arrest. And drop down. So if you have the gut skill, so pretty much if you're gutsy, you can avoid, you know, serious, you know, horrible physical trauma. All right, good news, everybody. If you're just cool, you can just resist dying. That's how it works, right? Hey, everybody, have no fear. I'm just gonna resist dying real fast. Sorry, I don't have to listen to your negative vibes. I still have yet to find the central gimmick when it comes to resonance, though. That's fun. I don't need the central gimmick of this game. Why would I? I am a gamer. I can figure it out. Just easy. Let me just, mental points and... I do wonder, like, were the emojis in here always? Were the emojis always here? Were we always the emoji movie? Or maybe at one point were we not the... Luckily, this is the only thing for MP. Like, MP is pretty light in that. Which I am perfectly with. I'm perfectly ideally okay with this, in fact. Is a footnote, however. Not forget that there is still a footnote. Have no fear. Always be footnote. That's we do this and we MP and Durham depleted by strong stress, for example, related to directly magic powers. Magic powers. Magic. Do you believe in magic? Do you believe in magic? That's sweet. You maybe consume my rituals to call forth monsters or necessary use of magic tools. The fuck? Okay, so actually, no, that's it probably. It's being like, you probably need to burn your MP possibly to effectively summon the ghost to fucking beat up the ghost. I'm assuming that's going to be the case. Like, hey, hello, Mr. Ghost, we need to fight you. And because you want to fight Mr. Ghost, you're going to have to fuck his day up a little. Mr. Ghost fucks with the Yakuza, doesn't make it out. There we go, that's my scenario for Emo-Klore. Ghost fucking with the Yakuza. I have truly lost it, by the way. There's head empty. I am running on autopilot. No dreams. Only memes. Recovery. Eureka. Eureka. Let's do you, and then we... bunk. A restful rest for one night. Can I double up something I shouldn't have? Yeah. You. Why do you not want to be selected as the... I don't know why this isn't being selected. It's annoying. Nope. Okay, so we've done that. Oh, it's officially the next day, everybody. We've been streaming for... How long have we been streaming? We've been streaming for over 3 hours now. Good job, team. We're making it. We're making the dream work. There's two subheadings. There's two fucking subheadings. Subheading. Of course there are subheadings. Why wouldn't there be subheadings? That's so ridiculous of me to think that there wouldn't be subheadings. Of course not. Why? What am I thinking? I'm crazy. I'm going bananas even. Absolutely gorilla mode. I thought there wasn't going to be. But if I truly thought there weren't going to be subheadings on my subheadings, I mean, that sounds completely bananas. Everyone, completely and utterly bananas. Why would I ever think such a thing? Such arrogance. Such... How could they defeat the local? How could they? Now that there is some fucking ancient goddamn memes. Gee. Is it because of this? Because it wants me to search with Bing? Is that's what it... I think that's what the issue was. I think it was getting so fucking persnickety. It was like, oh, well, you want to obviously search with fucking Bing. Why? Nobody likes Bing. Nobody likes Bing. People who do claim to like Bing are crazy people we don't respect. We don't respect Bing users in this family. Okay, let's see. So, faint. Let me guess, if you hit 0 MP, you also faint. Three. Or you just recopy paint. Can't just faint will not be taken action. Will be considered. Will be. Double check. What does she need? No. Yeah, it's the exact same thing. Let me guess, this is going to be, hey, this is modified by the scenario. I'm going to make a wild guess here. It's going to say modify by the scenario. Yes, adjust the duration based on the scenario guideline. Understandable. Okay. There we go. We are now officially here. We are in the home stretch, effectively. Yeah, once we are in the home stretch. And once we're out of the home stretch here, I think it'll be pretty smooth sailing. We are at 75 pages. Double checking this. We are yeah, to give you an idea of our our pages currently, our pages within pages. Yes, we are, I think we'll be fine, judging by making kind of a broad judgment here. If we're here, I'm gonna make a wild guess that if things go smoothly on Tuesday, we'll be able to finish this section. Part of me wants to do the cards. Another part of me does not want to do the cards because there are... Hello, Tufty. I was just about to wrap up stream, actually, because I'm fucking tired. Yeah, there are about 100 cards in this game. I don't want to translate 100 cards, so we're going to be using option 2. And when people are going to... And I'm going to put a note, big old note in there, which is going to be, hey kids, you want to use the cards? Do it your fucking self, because I ain't doing the cards. It's like, oh, you're losing a nuance of the system or whatever. I don't fucking care that I'm losing nuance of the system. Like, you're gonna roll here and you're gonna enjoy it. But looking at things here, I think we're making pretty good time on it. It's after this we get to move on to, I believe, we double check here. This is the quick start, apparently. Yeah, like pretty much, you know, base skills. Is this the reverberation effect? Yeah, this is where we start getting into like monsters and stuff. Session clear reward. No, let's take into account emotional continuum. Yeah, I'm assuming like we are pretty much at the end goal, pretty much. There isn't actually that much left. I wonder, do we have anything major here? Rulebook, data tools, dealer section, data tools. I mean, do you have any important data? Movies, downloads. Yeah, these are all this is all like the data stuff, which we've done a lot of. We've done almost all of these. Let's see, these are the cards. I don't remember you. What are you? You're... Oh, this is the encyclopedia. We're probably not gonna do the encyclopedia. Actually, I will probably do the encyclopedia in the most... I'll probably only do a few entries of the encyclopedia. These are the cards. The fuck is... Probability of proficiency determination. Expected attack damage. Oh, technical specifications. Yeah, this is just a bunch of math, apparently. Website, yeah, we're doing pretty good. I suspect at most, at absolute most, in our current beat, we'll get the Emo-Klore RPG done in two, maybe 3 sessions, and then we start the compilation process. Compilation should be done, if things go according to plan, compilation should be done by mid-February. If I would say mid to mid-late February. That would be my goal. As for the rest of the week, kind of playing it by ear. So I'll try to get this done as best I can. This is going to be kind of a priority. We're on this close to the edge of greatness. So yeah, I'm gonna call it there for tonight. Godspeed, good luck. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your night. I will see you all on tomorrow. Actually, we're gonna see you tomorrow for Gachimuchi Super Smashers, which may actually be the last day of Gachimuchi Super Smashers, depending on if my idea works out. Because I think I have the way to do that game pretty well. It's not going to turn out fantastic, but it'll turn out. So thank you all for watching. Goodbye. I will see you all on the metaphorical flip side.